I started as artist, photographer, creative director, fashion designer, and I was in that industry that was extremely superficial.
Wow.
Like the most superficial industry you can possibly imagine in Paris. And I went through, really from fashion industry, music industry, advertising industry to like technology industry, and I think maybe I would still be there if not my personal journey.
Wow.
I was really sick when I was younger. In my teenage years, I had a heart disease. I went through a heart operation, and then I had an autoimmune disease that was called incurable. And so I was told that I will be on the medications for the rest of my life, and that was it, basically. And because the disease was extremely painful, it wasn't an option to live like that. So when I was 19 years old, I went to India, and I was like, I'm just going to find this amazing guru who will miraculously cure me. That's it. That was the plan.
And that was the end.
And I got even more sick in India. So I had to be transported by plane from one hospital to another to save me. I literally almost died. Okay. And this started my first panic attacks. So I was afraid of leaving a house. I was so afraid of life and this idea that this is how my life was going to be. And I continue with operating and taking all the medications and seeing all the specialists. And there was this moment in time. It's funny how, health didn't actually break me that much. My Achilles foot is a relationship. So when I got to a relationship and I was left back in the day by a partner of mine, and that was the moment I actually broke to pieces. I just had enough of life, of this reality, of living this way. And so it creates a surrender that I needed to experience in order to let go of the control of my reality. And in that surrender, I was shown very quickly that life wanted for me so much more that I could possibly imagine for myself. So I was taken on an amazing healing path. Within 2 weeks, absolutely randomly, I found myself in a Buddhist ashram in northern Thailand, where, I walked in and the main monk looked at me and he said, "Oh, Vipassana, very easy for you. You meditated many past lives." I'm like, what? It's like, okay, let's just begin again. But it was really like coming back home. I started from zero to meditate for 7 hours per day. And within 4 days, I had my first out-of-body experience. I started to reactivate all my psychic powers. I could dream about future. I could see energies. All of that basically got awakened. And within 10 days, I was healed from the disease. So it's been 11 years I haven't been on any medication.
Wow.
And that was the beginning of my life. This is where I know you want to ask the question.
I have so many questions.
I ask myself, what is possible for us? What can we as human actually create? What we are capable of? And mind became my absolute obsession. Human became my obsession. Who we are and what we are made from, and what we are made of, and what is possible within our creation. And so I made later on a documentary movie on enhanced states of consciousness. I spoke to most powerful experts in the world. I worked with absolutely amazing mystics, and that sort of became, my path, that I couldn't do anymore something that was not transformational for people. So because I was an artist, I ask myself, how can I create a bridge between transformation and art? And how could I create an art that is transformational? And that was the initial seed of everything.